Hi guys. So whenever you're setting up complex workflows on Bitscale, there's bound to be a situation in which you want to kind of bifurcate the flow depending on what kind of value you have received from an enrichment or any kind of classification that you've done. An example of that would be like maybe you have a list of accounts and you are flagging them into ICP, non-ICP, and you might want to do some kind of specific functionalities on the ICP accounts, and maybe you want to disregard the non-ICP accounts, or maybe even you might want to maintain it. Completely depends on the use case. But the point is that there would be a scenario wherein you would want to bifurcate your workflow. Now, one way to do this could be like simply doing that manually, obviously, like using the filter tag right here and pulling the accurate ones outside and then doing that entire thing manually. But it does not make a lot of sense, especially in automated flows. So for that, we have an option of setting up run conditions for almost each and every enrichment or transformation that we do on Bitscale. So how that really works is, for example, let's consider this enrichment that is giving us a classificational value here, which would be ICP, IT services, non-ICP, or whatever. And once we have received these classification values, we might want to do some specific transformation for or research for ICP accounts. So for that, we have set up another enrichment right here. And if we go to the tweak section, we'll find run condition here. And in run conditions, we can either set up building blocks, which are sort of like segments of run condition that works simultaneously, depending on what kind of combination you're setting up. What I mean by that, it could be an OR combination or an AND combination. An OR combination means like if either of these conditions are fulfilled, it would allow for the enrichment to run, and an AND combination would be something like both of these needs to be fulfilled for that enrichment to run. So this gives you like ample amount of freedom to like set up complex workflows wherein you can set up bifurcations or trifurcations, and if you get any kind of response from the classificational layer that you were using, you can then like split your workflow into multiple parts depending on what kind of value the account was classified in. So this is the building blocks aspect. It's fairly simple. Just go to add filter here, select the column, whatever column you want to set the run condition on, and then you I'll just select one for sake of it. And then you would have a bunch of options as to what kind of condition that you want to set, like whether it's greater than a specific value, equal to a specific value. Now the greater than, less than would obviously be for integral values and not on text or string based values. But for like contains or does not contain, etc., you can include string based values as well. So fairly simple, the building blocks aspect at least. And if there's a scenario in which you have to like create very highly complex run conditions, there are multiple columns involved, and there's like nested like OR combinations or nested AND combinations. In those scenarios, you always have an option to set up a custom formula for this run condition, which you can find here in enter manually. So you just go over here, write the formula, or you can generate one using AI. More about this would be available in the documentation surrounding the formula column, but the logic remains the same. You can set up a complex formula that allows you to set up run conditions with this, right? So this is basically how run conditions work on Bitscale. Now the next step usually after this would either be maintaining a single grid with multiple enrichments, with each enrichment like pertaining to a specific bifurcation of the accounts that you have retrieved, or you can also push like specific sets of account in different grids and then run like specific enrichments in each of those grids, and the splitting of the accounts could be dependent on the run condition that you set up. So these are ways in which you can use this. If you have any questions, do reach out to us. See you. Cheers.